This nibble originally aired on RSBANDB Update, episode 866, Ring Around the Ripper. Enjoy. The survey has lots of demographic information built in, lots of questions about how you game, where you get your information. The really interesting stuff is packed into the middle of it. So, talking about RuneScape and old school RuneScape, which 5th Age quest would you most like to see in a board game? Please list up to 5. I had a field day with this one.
Yeah, me too.
I'll go
Only one quest came to mind for me.
Oh?
Okay.
Which one?
One small favor. I could see that being a board game.
Yep.
Yep.
You could use that in like cards. Like you pull the card for one of the steps and you need to create a bunch of steps in a row. You could do that you could do that so many ways and have it be good.
Yeah. Yeah. I will go first with mine. Number 1 was the Elemental Workshop series, obviously for the puzzles. Number 2 was Morning's End Part 2 for the light puzzle.
Can you imagine creating that in like 3 levels on like a board? Oh.
That's why I put that on there. You Are It, once again, for the puzzles and the treasure solving aspect. One Small Favor we've already talked about. And Underground Pass would be kind of RuneScape's version of Snakes and Ladders.
I like that one. Yeah.
Those are my 5.
The other ones that I've thought of that are beyond that list, I think, like Sliske's Endgame, the Maze. I think the Maze could be a really fun...
Has to be 5th Age only.
Okay. Well, Maze. Or I mean, if 5th Age, I guess there's Back to My Roots, is the Jungle Maze.
Oh, that's interesting.
Tree-Gnome Village. You could theme these things, right, to be a whole bunch of these. The other one that I really like, and credit to Darkest Night for this idea, is
Clan Quester.
Broken Home. Because you can then have somebody playing as the monster. It's all like you've got the big map of the place, and you've got to go to all the places and collect the gems and like end up, and there's the safe rooms. Like that on its own could just be a good board game without much of any change. Maybe get rid of the creepy basement. But like I think that crest would be really good, because then you've got replayability in the monster has different, like you can have a person who's playing as the monster. Like I thought that was a really cool idea.
That's good. What about One Piercing Note? Because that was a murder mystery.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that could be like a version of Clue.
Who killed what where? Was it the Abbess? Was it the Dancers Outside? Was it That's
another good one.
And then there could be, based on how modern board games are, there could be parts of the board you go to where creepy music starts to play. Or nice music.
I had one more, but I couldn't remember the name of it. But do you remember how, I think it was like around the fishing colony maybe, that you went out on a boat and you hunted down a big...
The Thalassus. You hunted the Thalassus.
It could be like a battleship type, like hunting down the... Yeah. I couldn't think of the name of that quest.
Deadliest Catch.
Catch.
Yep. Oh, that would be a good one too. That hunting, because you could. I mean, the whole point of that was that it's the same board, but you go to different places on it. Mm-hmm. And you just use tiles or use tokens, something that you flip over to see if you're at the right place.
It all comes down to personal preference as well, as to whether you prefer the more involved board games, or you prefer something simple like Deadliest Catch, or a One Small Favor card game, or an Underground Pass version of Snakes and Ladders, right?
I mean, this is people... We have a lot of RuneScape players with kids. And those kids would, RuneScape Snakes and Ladders would... Yeah, Start them young, Shane.
That's a good point. I don't know. I still like the idea of envisioning a 3D light puzzle that you have to complete with friends. So that might just be me. And same thing on the Elemental Workshop side.
I'm just thinking of what a nightmare it would be to set it up, though. Like, it's bad enough to get Mousetrap not to like accidentally start when you bump it. You ever played a game with a kid, Shane? Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
Any other quests for board game?
I'm sure we could think of them, but that's a good list.
Yeah, it is. It is. All righty. And now for the RPG. I said Elemental Workshop. Desert Treasure.
Shane, you troll.
Yeah.
Elemental Workshop, isn't it? I mean...
Yeah, wouldn't you like to RPG that with people?
You turn the crank, the claw lowers.
And solve puzzles like that? I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, with a big whole map, maybe.
Then what I realized I effectively painted out with the other 4 choices was just a ramp up to the 6th age. I specifically put down Desert Treasure, While Gothic Sleeps, Ritual of the Majrad, and World Wakes.
Templates and Tistin.
Templates and Tistin would be in there as well if I had another spot. So
my list for these was much less because that would be a really good campaign. Although, having recently replayed Ritual of the Majrad, I feel like that quest doesn't have a whole lot going on. It's a lot of talking, and then you go and retrieve some stuff from the Frozen Fortress at Gorak, and then you fight a bunch of things. The actual mechanics of that quest are not a whole bunch of go this place.
But
do
the
this
lore
thing.
ramifications are interesting, and
what
you could use for it.
Yeah.
I got the first thing that came to mind was Plague's End. I think that would be that would just be a lot of fun. But the other one might surprise you, Shane. For the RPG side, I think Dishonor Amongst Thieves would be fun.
Yeah.
Build your team and then do the puzzles.
But once again,
Siska's Fortress?
I'm going to highlight this. 5th age. 5th age. They want 5th age only, so...
The one that I was thinking for this was Demon Slayer. Finding the sword and doing... I mean, maybe not the modern as much version of it, but exploring the city of Varrock and, finding the keys to access the sword case or, to unlock the sword is a good, puzzles plus plays plus running around.
And honestly, that's something the DM could send the group on.
Customize.
Just start at the very beginning and you don't realize you're on Demon Slayer till the end.
What about Defender of Varrock, right? That's where you go up and you infiltrate the Majrad.
Zamoragil's Fortress?
Right? Yeah, Zamoragil's Fortress. Yeah, Defender of Varrock. That has the city, it's got the tunnels, it's got bosses, it's got...
And the Curse of Arav. That could also just be, the Varrock questline would be a good...
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, any of the quest lines are just the vampire quest line where you're actually an adventuring party going into
that would be
being taken to Bergdarat and joining with the
temple trekking.
I mean, temple trekking is a great encounter set. I don't, use your skills. It's great rolls to would be a pretty good setup. It's nice. It's planker, like you're saying.
Oh, what is that slum place? The Maravich or the city of
Mireditch? Oh, yeah. That would be an interesting board game. Can you imagine a Mireditch, the agility course, finding a way
that would be? It would probably be funner than actually doing it in RS.
That's what I'll put instead of Sliska's endgame. Is the Mireditch going through Mireditch? For it's a little more gloomy, but I mean they're both gloomy. I suppose that still works. Yeah. Or Torontoan, maybe. But yeah, Roving Elves.
You can find full episodes of RSBANDB Update right here on this YouTube channel. If you found this video useful or just enjoyed it, like and subscribe, or leave a comment.